Hey, what's up everybody? This is Like It's 1985, and today we'll be taking a look at two action figures. First we'll be taking a look at the 6-Arm Spider-Man and then the Doppelganger. So I actually picked up the 6-Arm Spider-Man figure first, and I didn't realize at the time that, of course, Hasbro would be retooling that into the Doppelganger. Had I known that at the time, I would have just waited for this guy and not picked up this guy. But at the time, I thought the 6-Arm Spider-Man looked pretty unique with the, the 6 arms, obviously. But yeah, in hindsight, of course, I should have just probably waited and just picked up the single figure, the Doppelganger, which I think is the cooler of the two, in my opinion. But since I have both, I'll decide to review both of them in one review. So I will say that this guy, the Doppelganger, stands much better than the 6-Arm Spider-Man. For whatever reason, maybe it's just my particular example or my particular copy of this figure, but the figure has, I have problems posing the figure to just to getting it to stand up normally, much less into a dynamic pose. Again, it could be just my copy, and hopefully that's the case, but all I know is that on my copy, this guy is incredibly hard to get to even stand, much less pose. So I'll just go ahead and go over the articulation on one figure, and then it is identical on the other figure. So starting off, and we'll take a look at the 6-Arm Spider-Man. The sculpt itself is good. You can see all of the web pattern is actually sculpted into the plastic. It's not just, it's not painted or anything like that. So it looks really nice. And the spider emblem on the back, the spider symbol, it actually is a sculpt itself. It's raised from the surface of the costume here. I don't know how well you can see that, but it actually is a sculpt, not just a painted on symbol. So that's really nice. So definitely nice sculpt there. Definitely the head is a classic, to me is the classic looking Spider-Man sculpt, which is nice. And of course it has 6 arms. So articulation wise, we get the rotation at the head. Can look up about that far. Of course, rotate around as much as you want. You got the arms here. Well, I should say the top arms here on a ball hinge. Rotation there at the bicep. You got the joint at the elbow there, which is a nice bend there. Rotation at the wrist and a hinge. And that does carry through to the rest of the 6 arms. So you get the same amount of articulation as you do for all 6 arms. Yeah, looks pretty good. Looking at the legs, the hips can go forward about that far and back that far, out to the side that far, swivel there at the thigh, and a double joint here at the knee, and then you have the ankle tilt and the hinge at the ankle. So again, what I really like about the figure is just the sculpted lines, the spider web lines on the actual costume, and again the raised spider symbol here actually on the front as well. This is actually a sculpt on the front, as I was well mentioning on the back too, so that's nice. So definitely like to see that. So I'm going to lean this guy back here because he's probably going to fall over. So this guy has no problem standing. I think it's because the way that you can see the sculpted, the actual feet are sculpted differently to, be in line with the Doppelganger character. We got these kind of clawed-looking feet, and it actually gives him really stable support. So he's really easy to pose, easy to have the figure stand up just normally, as opposed to that guy there. So articulation is about the same, I believe. It looks like you get a wider range here at the neck versus the 6-Arm Spider-Man. And I'm looking here, it doesn't appear to be articulation there, although there is a cut there that appears that it seems like would articulate it at the jaw. But I think that's just more of probably a QC issue than it is an actual function. Yeah, because you don't see that kind of deep line on the other side of the face, other side of the jaw, as you do here. So There is no articulation there at the jaw, but the sculpt of the head is fantastic as well. Very, very evil looking. And again, the same articulation here carries over from the 6-arm Spider-Man to, of course, the Doppelganger, so I won't go into that. So I have a particular fondness for the Doppelganger figure because in the early 90s, there was the series Maximum Carnage, and Doppelganger was one of Carnage's cronies, or was on his team of evildoers, if you will, that were running amok in the Maximum Carnage series. So he's pretty iconic character to me, and he just looks very, very evil looking. So there's that. So to wrap up the review, here is the box for the Doppelganger Spider-Man. You can see here he does come with the right arm of Molten Man. There's a look at Molten Man on the back. And here is a look at the figures in the wave, and it shows you which figure comes with which Build-A-Figure piece. So I might pick up the Mysterio. I do like the look of that. If I see that figure, you know, just in the wild, I don't think I'm going to try to order them online or anything like that. The other ones I have no interest at all in. So, yeah, it's just going to be Doppelganger and perhaps Mysterio in the future. Alright, so thanks for watching. This has been my review of this 6-arm Spider-Man and Doppelganger Spider-Man. Thank you for watching.